Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. So in the last video we looked into the seeding data, and we were looking into this seeding category data onto our application. So we'll continue from where we left it from the last video. Stay tuned. Let's take a look at the category details. So this is the list of categories I have here. So we've got object of object, right? A list of objects of objects. So we got object, a list. This is a list, and then we got inside the list is objects. So each object inside these categories, this is why we call we call it as categories. Remember that when you are doing it. Right, so each one needs a category ID, a description, and a name. Remember, we're not passing product as what we have in our interface. Okay, in our interface we have product, but we are only passing this because that's why it's a good thing that we've said it can be a null. So it's an option that it can be a null. We don't need to pass all the products to a category, but we do need to sometimes, like when we are retrieving a product, we may want to retrieve a list of products for a certain category. Okay, so it's an option here. So these are the list of categories that I am seeding into the database or the application. If we go back to the test, right, so this is seed categories. That's what we're taking a look at. Let's have a look at seed products. The seed products. So when we seed products, it's the same similarly as seeding the categories. We are seeding products. If you go into products, we go it also has a list of objects. So this is an object inside the list, and the list of is called products. Likewise, we call it products. Okay, we call it products, and then we are storing into this object whatever we are picking up. We store into a big object, and that we are now digging through that object, each one of them, and this is the interface. So for products, this is the interface. In the products, we have all these stuff, which is the interface. The same thing that we've specified within the backend is what we've got the interface here. We have all these which you already know. We've got the seller's ID, quantity, and all sort of stuff here, right? We are going through each one of them, and then we are going to pass it as a body to our request here. So we use in Cypress, we use cypress.request, and then the method is post, and then we are passing on the URL. Obviously we also need the barrier token. We are using the same token as the same one we use for categories, and then we are storing the response and double checking that it is a status 200. Now the difference between writing your API test like with rest assured or whatever backend is that with that one you can do more checks, right? That the data is this, the data return that, and stuff like that. Not just the status, but here we just want to check the status. We are not writing a full API test. We are working with the kind of like it's for front end, isn't it? You can do API tests, but it's good to separate your API tests or backend tests from the front end. Okay, so you will just make use of the backend or the API to make your life easy and quicker through the front end test, but you wouldn't do the full API test in your front end test, because if you want to debug your thing and there's a problem with the backend, you are debugging it in the front end test. It's not a good idea. Separate it, so when you put it on your CI pipeline, you know if there's a problem with the backend, you know, and if there's a problem with the front end, you know. Okay, all right, then it's easier to manage and debug. Okay, and then if your tests get bigger, it's good that you've separated your backend from the front end. Okay, so go back to what I'm saying, and I do talk a lot. Let's take a look at the products data in the JSON file that we've got here. So we have an example of objects here. We got iPhone 14 Pro, and these are the stuff that getting, and then I'm passing the category IDs that I'm using for these category 1, 2, and so forth. Right now, I do want to mention that I do have more stuff which I haven't arranged it properly, but these are that more data that I can add. But for now, in the near future, what I want to do is I want to see different users data, so they have products being sold by different users. And then obviously you wouldn't buy your own products, right? You buy another user's product. So one user will buy another user's product. And obviously as time goes by, we will do validations and a whole lot of stuff in this, but not now, okay? Because it's quite a big subject when it comes to e-commerce and auctions. There's a lot to do. All right, so we've taken a look at the test itself. We've also taken a look at the front end. We know that there's nothing there. We've got the back end and everything running. I don't know, should we take a look at the front end again? Yeah, this is it. Okay, so I'm just going to run this Cypress test and then make sure that we are we're going to run it and then make sure that we are doing this thing. So let's just run the commands now. I didn't go into detail what this test is, but Cypress comes in, it comes almost ready-made. Okay, when you install Cypress, if you follow the details how to work with Cypress, it's a framework that comes almost ready-made. When you install it and follow the instructions, it will come with its own ready-made for you to play around, and then you can delete it and do all sorts of stuff with it. So there's nothing much to it for you to do. It's just one of the frameworks that is just one of the best ones to use. Okay, now if I go into the JSON package.json, this is what Cypress installs when you first run it. And then I've got a little run here. So if I just say Cypress, I say npm run Cypress open, because that is the command I've got here in my script. We can just run it. When we run the Cypress, we just want to go straight to end-to-end test. I've configured this so I don't need to, that's why you see it like that. Okay, so then if we go into products, because this is the test we want to run, and if all is good, it will run it. Ignore this bit. But the most important thing is that we are checking the it has see the data. So you can see that it's a 200 and it has passed, and this is for category. So all the categories data is gone through. And also the most important is product, because if you don't have category, you can see the data for the product. So all the data we are passing on for products is also gone through. Now let's take a look at the front end. Okay, so let me just bring this down and this one down. I don't want to go off the screen. So here is our front end. I'm just going to do this and hopefully things will pick up. Fantastic. You see, now if we look at the inspect, it tells you things are getting through, especially this endpoint, which is gets all products. Endpoint is coming through. And I want to close this one. I can't get to the other side. Okay, good. See, all the products that we see that it's come through and it's showing the user. And if you want to buy the products, we can click on here. If you want to submit a bid, we can click here. All right, so that is data seeding with Cypress. Hope to see you again. See you in the next one. Bye bye.